Your success as a rugby player is going to come down to how well you can recover from your games and from your training load. If you're not recovering well from your sessions and your games, you're going to end up injured, or your performance is just always going to feel flat. So it's really important that you get this recovery blueprint right, and this is going to make sure that you're actually feeling your best, or as best as you can possibly feel during the season. And just before I get into the training, guys, over 50% of you are not subscribed to the channel. So please make sure, if you are watching my videos on a weekly basis, that you do subscribe. You'll get first access to the videos. Of course, it helps the channel. So how we're going to go about the recovery blueprint is that essentially we're going to start off with the three big rocks of recovery, which is sleep, nutrition, and hydration. The reason why I put these in is because if you don't get these three right, all the other recovery methods that I'm going to be putting forward to you later are basically useless. Okay, so you have to get these right first. We're going to start with sleep. Pretty straightforward, and you guys probably even know this, and you're probably fed up with people saying it, but honestly, if sleep was a supplement, it would be banned. It affects your performance that much. The reason why we need to sleep is to make sure that we're regulating our nervous system and that we're giving the body the time to recover from the training that we're putting it through. So you need to make sure that you're sleeping at least 7 hours. That's the very minimum. If you can get up to 9 hours, that's absolutely great. And how to increase your sleep quality, we'll keep that for another training. But just quickly, make sure that your room is like a cave. So it's dark, it's cold, and it's quiet. That's going to really help your sleep quality and help you recover. The second one is nutrition. With nutrition itself, okay, we want to make sure that when we're training, that we're breaking the body down, we're breaking the muscles down, we're breaking the fibers in the muscles down, okay? The way that you're going to help recover those fibers to be able to go again the next day or come back stronger is by giving it the nutrients that it needs. So you need to make sure that you're getting enough carbs in to replenish the stores that you use during the session. You need to make sure that you're getting the protein in so that you can actually repair those muscle fibers. And then, of course, you need to make sure that you're getting the fats in just to help regulate your hormones. So nutrition is so nutrition with your recovery is honestly key. And then the last one is your hydration, okay? Studies show that if you're dehydrated, if you're just 2% dehydrated of your body weight, it can massively affect your performance and your reaction time, which of course is very, very important for rugby. And the baseline for hydration is that you want to aim for 35 to 45 mil per kg of body weight. For example, if you're an 80 kilogram body, if you're an 80 kilogram rugby player, you want to be aiming for roughly around 2.8 to 3.6 mil of water per day. So for example, if you're a rugby player who weighs 80 kilograms, you want to be aiming for around 2.8 to 3.6 liters of water per day, just to make sure that your baseline hydration is there. So these three here are absolutely vital to your performance, to your recovery, and to make sure that you're not overdoing it. Like I mentioned, if you're not getting these right, everything that I'm about to mention underneath is useless. So once you get the three big rocks nailed down, now you have the right then to be able to look at other methods that are going to help speed up the process. Okay. So just before I go into these, again, I need to just make sure that you're absolutely clear on this. These are pointless if you're not doing these. Okay. You must tick these off. You must get consistent with these, and then we can start looking at all these fancy stuffs here. Okay, so the big rocks are there, and now the little rocks are underneath, and this is something that we can do on a daily basis. This is something that we can do just on our rest days, just whenever you find the time really where you're able to commit, whether it's 15 minutes or an hour for like the contrast sessions and things like that. Okay, so we've got things like contrast sessions, so basically where you're getting in a sauna and then basically hopping in an ice bath and then just kind of like rotating on there. Stretching / mobility, obviously just getting the joints and the muscles moving. That's going to be really, really helpful. The third one is getting a massage. So, you could probably get that in, if you have the resources, you could get that in like once a week, maybe aim for something like once a month, something along those lines. The third one is breath work. Okay, so just making sure that you're regulating your central nervous system and getting that down. And that kind of ties in to the meditation as well. Okay, so these two are very, very similar. Of course, some people do like breath work within the meditation and things like that. So this could be a great option for you. The other one is compression garments. Okay, so making sure that you're getting like leggings on if you've had like a heavy leg day. Compression garments have shown to help recovery within the muscle. The other one is a 30 to 90-minute nap. So like if you have a rest day and you have a bit of time and you're not in work and things like that, you can always just like get a nap in for 30 to 90 minutes, which is really, again, going to help, the recovery process there. And then the other one is active recovery. Okay, so it's really important that you keep this active recovery. Okay, so what I've done in the past is I've told people, right, you've got the day off today, you've got a bit of time, you want to get something done, let's hop on the bike, on a watt bike or on a salt bike, and basically let's stay in zone 2 to get the blood flow into the muscles and help the recovery process. And the next thing I know, they sent me like their heart rate data, and they skyrocketed in their heart rate, and yeah, nothing's been done essentially. It's just more of a session where we're just collecting fatigue. Okay, so making sure that you're getting some sort of active recovery in, but keeping it low and making sure that you're staying disciplined with it is absolutely key, okay, for you to be able to sort of recover from that. Okay, so I hope this, guys, has been a bit of an eye-opener for you and a lesson, right? Is that you need to make sure whenever you're doing anything with your rugby S&C, you need to make sure that you're getting the basics right first, okay? It's the same as like when I talk about strength training and things like that. Especially if you just like, you don't have like a high training experience and things like that, and then you're trying all these fancy power exercises and different training methods, like it's pretty pointless because you haven't built that base level of strength that you need to be a powerful athlete. And it's the exact same thing with your recovery. Okay, I see everyone going for these and being consistent with these on a regular basis. Okay, I get people messaging me all the time saying, Cole, I do all these methods, I'm trying to recover, I'm putting all this time into recovering, but I just always seem to be breaking down and I always seem to be really, really fatigued. My question to people then is always, right, okay, are we getting the big rocks first? And usually they're ticking off like one or two of the big rocks. And then I find the link and it's like, oh, I'm not hitting my water targets today, or I'm not really, prioritizing my nutrition. Then what I then do is say, right, okay, go and have a week where you nail all 3 big rocks. Then come back and tell me how you feel. Almost every single time people will say, I already feel better. And then once you start nailing these 3, and then you start combining some of these into your week, you now have the ability to perform at a higher level on a more consistent basis, whether it's in training, whether it's in the gym, whether it's in the game, okay? Everything, your body keeps score, all right? If you're not doing something correctly, it will let you know, okay? So you need to make sure that you're getting those 3 things right before you earn the right then to go into these, which obviously, they do help, but they only help if we get the other 3 correct, okay? This is something, guys, that I really, really sort of put forward to my athletes inside Rugby 365, which is my coaching program. If you're a current athlete right now who's in season and you're really, really struggling with your recovery and things like that, I'll leave the program link in the description and you can have a look and basically jump on board if you feel like, this would help you, okay? There's a 30-day money back guarantee, no risk involved. If you're not happy with the service within the first 30 days, you're more than welcome to leave. That's not going to be the case, okay? It's just there because I want you guys to be able to trust me and know that I'm just there to help you and give you the best service possible, okay, guys? So yeah, if you want to take a look at that, take a look at that. And if you've got any questions on the topics that I've just covered here, be sure to leave them in the comments below and I'll get back to you as soon as I can.